My name is Nikki Sanchez, and I'm one of the program managers here at Magic. I've had the pleasure of supporting our incredible mentees and mentors throughout the spring 2025 session. And today I'm excited to sit down with one of our awesome mentor-mentee pairs, Isabella and Mimi, who gave a phenomenal presentation. So congratulations to both of you on a job well done. You should feel very proud of all you learned and created together. Let's start with some quick introductions. Isabella, would you mind going first? Your name, what grade you're in, and your school.
Hi, my name is Isabella L. I am an eighth grader attending Thomas Russell Middle School in Milpitas.
Wonderful. And Mimi, can you tell us your name and what you do professionally?
Hi, my name's Mimi Rajapaksa. I'm a senior engagement manager at GoBeanie.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you both. Let's jump into your project a little bit. I'm going to direct some questions towards Isabella, a couple to you, Mimi, and then one combined question at the end. I loved seeing how you brought scientific ideas to life. I am not a super scientific person, so can you walk us through your project and maybe highlight what you're the most proud of, Isabella?
Yeah, so my project was called Eruptions and Egg Geodes. Eruptions was an experiment where we used a chemical reaction between vinegar and baking soda to resemble a volcanic eruption. And then for egg geodes, we used the process of crystallization to resemble the formation of a geode. And I think I'm most proud of both projects. I'm very glad the eruptions experiment turned out really well and how I got to change some of the elements to make it even better during each trial. And for the egg geodes, even though we ran through a few challenges throughout the process, I think they turned out really well and they do look like geodes.
Awesome. Thank you. So you worked on a really, honestly, a much more creative and hands-on project than some of the others we've seen. When you were working on it, especially as you were creating your demo video, what part made you stop and think, wow, I actually figured that out?
Definitely when I was making the slides and making my little demo video where I got to see like all of the three trials of my eruptions experiment together. And I was like, wow, I changed the elements and made it a lot better than the first one.
Very cool. Very cool. You said that you ran into a couple of challenges. Was there a point where something didn't go as planned, maybe in either project or process? And how did you adapt from there?
Yeah, so for the egg juice experiment, originally we were supposed to mix all of the salt and borax into the water so it until it fully dissolved. But no matter how much we mixed it, there was still like a large amount of salt and borax at the bottom. So instead of just like restarting and doing it again, we decided to just let the salt and borax sit to the bottom and just scoop out the water from the top that didn't have any granules and just let that sit.
Very good. It's a good feeling sometimes when you are able to pivot successfully like that. So you explored some pretty advanced earth science and chemistry concepts. What's one thing that just really surprised you or stuck with you from everything that you've learned?
Something that I learned that really stuck with me was definitely the when I was learning about volcanoes, I didn't actually know that there were different types. But then as Mimi like shared me some videos and stuff, I got to learn about like there's actually six different types, which I thought was very surprising. And there were even like underwater volcanoes, which we didn't get to learn about it too much, but I found that really cool.
That is really cool. That's something I forget exists too. And so you mentioned Mimi, thinking about your work with Mimi, what's something that she helped you learn or encourage you to do that made a really big difference, or even just a moment that you really enjoyed from this session?
She definitely helped me learn a lot about about science and like our projects. And when I didn't really understand something, I asked her about it and she like explained in like detail and like simple words so I could understand it. And I really just enjoyed like watching like videos about our topics and like helping learn about projects. I really enjoyed that with her.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I'd love to hear a little bit from you, Mimi. When Isabella first shared kind of her ideas about volcanoes and geodes, what excited you about that direction, and did it connect with any STEM topics that you're familiar with?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting just because I've had a similar interest in the past when I was younger with like crystals and going to those little gift shops with the different types of stones and learning about that. So I was excited to kind of dig into a topic that I wasn't super familiar with, at least in my like current, something I haven't spent too much time on recently, but it was exciting to kind of relearn some of the stuff along with her and dig into this.
Awesome. Awesome. What what approaches did you find helpful in guiding Isabella through a project that was a little bit of research, a little bit experimentation, and creativity?
Yeah, I started with just asking her about like how she feels she learns the best, and that's how we kind of ended up on the videos of like different very specific broad videos at first and then very specific ones in different topic areas to use as the material for our session. And then I tried to do the experiments, at least the egg geode one I did along with her. So that was a fun session too.
That is fun. I bet like I would love to just do a something I did as a young kid, like make ice cream with rocks and salt, that thing. That would be so much fun to just revisit. Looking back on the sessions that you guys had together, what impressed you the most about how Isabella approached challenges or how she brought new ideas to the table? Because that can be very difficult in middle school.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how like dedicated she was to the whole process. I'd say like it's an extra thing right above all beyond all your regular schoolwork and things you have going on in middle school. Um, and she like every week she made sure to, review the material and then we discussed any questions and I could tell that she was like putting in the time outside of, just our normal session, which I was very impressed with.
That is super impressive. I mean, we all have so much noise in the background of our lives that it's impressive when we can focus and be consistent like that. All right, let's wrap up with one last question for both of you. If you could do another magic project together, what topic would you want to explore next and why? Isabella, if you'll go first.
Ooh, that's a hard question. If I were to join again, I would definitely I do really enjoy science, so I would definitely do another science like topic. Maybe leaning into more like chemistry because like I also really enjoy chemistry along with like geology and stuff because I really like seeing all the chemical reactions and how like two substances can form something completely different.
Very cool. Mimi?
Yeah, I would agree. I think we started off focusing on geology and definitely ventured into like, chemistry with like even the eruptions project. But there's a lot more that we could do with different chemical reactions. And um, one project I remember doing in my science teacher at least doing was like when you burn different chemicals and like the different colors behind fireworks, and that's a really fun one too.
Those are really fun. Like that's such a different part of the brain too. So that's really, and Mimi, remind me, your background is in a type of engineering, right?
Yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade.
Okay, very cool, very cool. My father-in-law was a mechanical engineer as well, wind turbines. You guys
Cool.
are big smart people. Well, thank you both so much for sharing your experience with us today. Isabella, your curiosity, your hard work really shined through. And Mimi, thank you for supporting and guiding her along the way. It's been a joy to watch your journey this spring. Congratulations again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.